everyone, it's Maury here, and I have another 12 by 12 process here for you today. And I'm just showing you here the photo that I'm going to be scrapping. I absolutely love the photo and I love the colors in that photograph. So I'm going to be scrapping that today, and I'm going to be using the Silhouette Cutfile that says the best days are at the lake. And so I just cut that using some white cardstock, and I'm going to just size it down a little bit because I'm going to back that entire cut file with that piece of blue patterned paper that you can see underneath my cutter there. And that blue paper is from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection. I can't remember the name of the paper, but it's the one with the swans on the back, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I think I ordered 5 sheets of this paper because I love both sides of it and it is beautiful. And if you have not seen that collection yet, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, you need to check it out because it is absolutely stunning. And I am a huge fan of all things Maggie Holmes. So when I saw this new collection come out, I really went crazy for it and got a bunch of it. So I'll be using that in future videos for sure. So I'm using a bunch of that today on this layout. So I'm just sizing that white paper down so that you can see that edge or a border of that blue paper around the white, including as well the words and the other little images in that die cut or in that cut file. I love this cut file. It's so cute, and it has the little trees and the lake and everything, and I just really liked it. Now the photograph that I'm going to be using, of course, is much better as a portrait photo than landscape because it has 2 people, obviously the full length of their bodies in the photo. So I had to try to figure out a way to map the photo and figure out how to put that photo, because it's longer than it is wider, onto this cut file. So I just kind of brainstormed a little bit about where I might be able to put it on this paper, and you'll see that just in a few minutes here. So what I'm going to do off camera is take that and stick it down to the pattern paper, and then just take all the little bits and pieces that are missing from the cut file, like the middle of the A's and that kind of thing, and stick those onto the cut file so that you can read it a little bit more easier and understand what it's actually saying there. And then I'll come back and start to put some photo mat layers underneath that photo and sort out where it is that I want to put that picture. So I don't want to cover up a whole bunch of the cut file. I really love it, and I want that to be one of the focal pieces as well of this layout. And so you'll just be able to see here how I compromise and figure that out. So once again, I'm using this Gather collection. This is another one of the papers. It's just that really pretty rich pink, and it has that geometric pattern on it, and then the back is the wood grain. And oh man, I just love this collection. I really love it a lot. Clearly. Anyway, so I'm just going to cut this down, and I'm just going to start to work a little bit on the layers. And I do use papers from that collection all throughout this layout, and some of them are 12 by 12 and some of them are from the 6 by 6 pad. So Bailey is wearing a pink sweater and pink runners in this photograph, and of course the lake in the background is just that beautiful turquoise aqua blue. And so I just really wanted to bring out those colors in this layout because it's, oh man, this picture is so great. I mean, the mountains are in the background. I think this is Lake Louise, but I'm not 100% sure because they've been to the mountains a few times when she's gone out to visit Brady in Calgary, and they just sort of, they go different places, different times, but they love to hike in the mountains. So I can't remember exactly where she said this photograph was taken, but it's somewhere in the national park there, I believe. So yeah, you can see the beautiful evergreens in the background and the lake, and that's just perfect with this cut file. So I'm working now on just getting a little bit of that wood grain paper in there because I just really like the idea of, it's woodsy and that kind of thing, and I just thought that would be a great pattern for this layout as well. And now I'm just taking that little die cut from the die cut ephemera pack from the collection, and it says hashtag remember this, and I sort of thought I would really love to use that tassel because they are so cute, but it just didn't work out. Now you can see that I'm using some things from, or thinking about using things from, other collections. So this one is Simple Stories, and I ordered the September hip kit, so I'm working with some of the things that were in that hip kit as well. So I'm just now I'm just checking out some of the different things that I can embellish the layout with. And I end up sticking with the Maggie Holmes Gather collection, different little bits and pieces as well to do the embellishing. So I don't end up using any of those brads, which are from Simple Stories. I stick one down to begin with, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I really like this because it looks more silver than it is gold. And I wanted to use a few gold accents in the layout. So now I'm also just looking at what else I can do for that photo layer. I'm not really sure if I'm happy with the simplicity of the matting on and the layers on the photo yet. So I pull out this other piece of pattern paper from the Gather collection, and I'm just going to cut this up a little bit and stick another piece of pattern paper in behind that photo layer. And once again, I'm struggling because I do not have fingernails. I do not have time in my life to look after fingernails. They look gorgeous on other people, the nail polish and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't have time, guys. Like, seriously, it would always be chipped off and I'd be having to redo it. And yeah, I wish, but if I could change anything about my body, actually, one of the things that I would change is my hands. I don't have really great hands. I think that I'm not really a hand model material, but anyways, hopefully you're not focusing too much on what my hands look like in my videos. So yeah, I'm just going to size that paper down a little bit here. And I like that a lot more. I think it just adds a little bit more detail to that photo mat. And you can see that just that little pop of black now, as well as that black die cut. I just like that. Now this is just a really cute little ephemera piece from the layered stickers from the collection, and it says memories on it, and it has just a really, really cute little gold sparkly dot on it, and I really like that. So I decided that I'm going to use that as one of my ephemera pieces. And oh my gosh, you guys, you're gonna see here in a second, I'm gonna use that little puffy sticker that's the little deer with the pink bow on it. Oh, so cute. Like, I would like to have just a whole sheet of those little deer. They're adorable. And I ended up using it on here in the cluster just as well here with my other embellishments. So you'll see me adding that here in a second. And now I'm just adding the photo. I'm adding a little bit of photo tape here. Just hang on half a second, guys. I just have to shut my door. I just thought that my husband was coming and he was going to make this great big crashy noise, and I forgot to shut the door where I do my voicing over. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to start to stick the embellishments down here, and pretty soon you're going to see that really cute little deer pop up here, and so cute. Yeah, I haven't given up on those brads yet, but I don't end up using that. I like how it looks. It's fine, but it's just that it's not gold. And I wanted to keep the accents gold for the layout. So I am going to put a little sticky dot back there just to see if I like that. Still haven't given up on that tassel either, but oh well, it'll show up in another layout soon enough. And there's that deer. Oh, it's so cute. I love that thing. It's just because it's the forest. The kids were out in the outdoors, and if the Canadian outdoors, we have just tons of deer there. If you have a cabin in the forest, you're gonna have deer on your front lawn. You're gonna have deer everywhere. They are quite abundant here, so that actually was very fitting for this layout. I just felt like this needed a little more detail around the outer edge, so I'm just taking a pen and I'm just adding a little bit of detail. So I'm putting some lines and some X's around the edges just to create that little extra bit of detail, and I liked how that looked when I was finished. So I'm just going to finish that up, and Just do that on all 4 sides, and it's a double line rather than just a single line, and it's obviously just, it's meant to look sketchy and messy. It's not perfect. And just freehanding that with my pen here. And then I think I'm going to add my journaling after that. So I ended up using a little sticky alpha as the first letter of the journaling, and that's just a drop, I guess, in the, I don't know, print world, that would be called a drop cap. I've probably created as a teacher about 20 yearbooks over the last 30 years of my career, and we use that in our type all the time. And so I just like the way that that looks on a scrapbook layout too. So I just took some alphas and I added that little pink T as the first letter in my journaling here. So I'm just going to make some lines, nice straight lines here before I add my journaling onto the layout. And then once I was done that, I took a Felicity Jane stamp that said The View, and I think that was from the kit from June, which was a travel theme, and I just like that because obviously the view is gorgeous in this picture. I'm going to finish off with some gold splatters and some pink, and that's going to be it, guys. The journaling that I did here today is just about how the kids love to go out into the mountains, they love to hike, and that's one of their favorite places to visit when they're together in Calgary. And that's going to be it. So stay tuned for some still shots. I did take a bunch of pictures of my layout just in my studio today because it's super cloudy and rainy outside here. And so I did the best that I could with the lighting that I had there today. So you can take a look at those still shots when I'm all done. I'm just adding a few of the stickers from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection here. Have an amazing day, guys, and thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Bye-bye.